Hey, thanks for joining me. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. And if you enjoy this DIY, please give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on that bell button so YouTube can notify you every time I upload a new video. Now let's get started with today's DIY. You're going to need a Jenga game and also a wooden picture. I'm using the love sign from Valentine's. I'm just recycling it from another project. You're also going to have to use one of these canvases. I use the square canvas picture, and all we're going to need from the actual canvas itself is the frame and this the hanging hook. It's up to you if you want to keep the actual sign canvas, or if you just want to use some scissors and cut it off. I want to use it for another project, so I tried to remove it as best as I could without making, ripping it or anything. It was kind of hard because I didn't have a stapler remover. So I just had to use what I had. But once I removed it, I set that aside and just pulled apart the actual frame itself. And just like any of the Dollar Tree frames, picture frames, they have the two little metal pieces inside of the frame. So you just remove them with some pliers like so. Just be careful like that. When I kind of pulled it too hard and it broke, but I just put some glue on it and it was fine. So you just pull them straight out and they're pretty easy. Once you're done pulling them apart, just set them aside. And then with your Jenga game, you're going to hot glue or use E6000 or both, two Jenga sticks together, or the pieces together. And then you're going to glue two more of the pieces on this, one on either side of the long stick, like so. And you need two of them, one for each side of the I guess you could call it the picture, the wooden picture. I used the Gorilla Glue sticks, so it works pretty good. I didn't have to use E6000, and it's pretty sturdy. Good enough for what I'm going to use it for. Like I said, you're going to need to make two of these arches, and then after that, you're also going to have to glue just two sticks like so, because you're going to need them for the top of our house. So what you're going to do first is, this is some of the liquid nails that I had left over. So I wanted to finish it up. So I went ahead and used it on this project. You're going to glue each one of these arches on either side of your bottom of your house. I'm removing some hooks that I had used for the other project that this was from. So you go ahead and just glue those both arches to either side and let them, I used some liquid nail glue, so I had to let it set aside for a little while. And then here I'm going to glue, like I said, two of those Jenga sticks together. I had glued three, I'm sorry, but I ended up only needing two. I don't know why I glued three together. But then what you're going to do is you're going to glue the canvas wood frame. You're going to glue to the actual arch piece of wood, like so. And just hold it for a minute. It glues pretty good with the hot glue, so it stays. And then you're going to do it to the either opposite side. the top part is out of focus, but what you're going to do is the 2 Jenga sticks that you need, you're going to glue them in between the actual frame itself. And you'll see it in just a minute when I adjust the camera. Like so. And then you do with the other 2 frames, the other 2 pieces of the frame, you go ahead and do the same thing to the back. And that's what you make, that's how you make your house. Now you can leave it this way, but since I had the other piece of the love sign glued underneath the flooring, right now it's glued underneath, I just pulled it apart and actually made a backing to my little house. And then you just glue it like this. And if you hold it and press it for a little bit, it stays perfect. You know, you didn't really need to do a lot to add E6000 or anything to it. It stayed, like I said, pretty firm. And this is the other part. See, it's so I just, like I said, made a backing just so I make like identify more of the back to this house. And you just glue that part to the back of your house. I chose to paint this with the Waverly chalk paint and hazelnut. But I can see this in pure white or even black or gray if you want to paint it all gray. And with the hook itself from the canvas that we pulled out of the back of the canvas, I use the same hook to add to the top of my house, and I'm able to actually hang it as well as place it on top of a table or what have you. This project took me maybe 15 minutes to make. It was pretty easy and I love it. It's really cute. And there you go. In total, you only use 8 of the Jenga piece puzzles. So, you know, you can easily make 2 projects or 2 of these with one box of one of the games of the Jenga games. And like I said, I just painted this. The color, you just painted the color of your choice. I used the Waverly hazelnut color. And I'll show you a picture of that one project as soon as we're done with this one. What we're going to do here is with the Dollar Tree beads, I wanted to make, I guess you would call it like a garland or a necklace bead, like a bead rosary, I guess you could call it. But I wanted to make it for Easter. So with the colors that were in the square wood necklace packets, I just made a design, just a pattern with the beads. I used the pink and the yellow, and I just put them into the jute twine. You could use rope, elastic, a ribbon, but I use the jute twine. And then once you put all the beads in there that you choose to put in there and make them any pattern you want. This is really cute because it's not a big one, so you can just place it wherever you want to add a pop of color, or you know, you just want to hang it somewhere by itself. I wrapped some of the jute twine around my 4 fingers. I want to say about 6 times, and then got another piece of the jute twine and twisted it around to make the hanging piece. I put a little bit of hot glue just to keep it in place, and you just tie a knot on top. And cut the bottom. And this jute twine, I just pulled it apart, and what I did was I used a brush to do that afterwards. But then what you're going to do is run the rope through either side. That way you can tie a knot or make a little bow, whatever you want, with the leftover jute twine from the beads. If you see that I left a piece of the jute twine on top, I didn't actually make the beads tight, and that's because I want to twist it around certain items, and plus I'm adding the rabbit. And I just added this little rabbit that I got at Hobby Lobby. I want to say it was last year when it was on clearance after Easter. And there you go. Here's a picture of it with my watering can that I made from Dollar Tree as well. And this is a little house that we did. And here it is together.